Throughout history, Israel has captivated humanity as a treasure of knowledge. Researchers and explorers have delved deeper into its mysteries, but the way of life in this ancient civilization remains an enigma. Even today, the secrets of the Book of the Dead were recently found in Egypt. An exciting discovery was found in the Sakara Cemetery, a funerary temple of Queen Nit located near the pyramid of her husband, Pharaoh Tet, who ruled between the 2323 BC and 2291 BC. The temple is made of stone and has mud brick warehouses where offerings were kept to honor Queen Nit and Pharaoh Tet. Burial pits were also found near the pyramid with remains of people from the 18th and 19th dynasties. In one of the pits, a 13-meter scroll with chapter 17 of the Book of the Dead, an ancient manual for the afterlife, was found. In addition, funerary masks, a sanctuary dedicated to Anubis, and statues of this god were discovered. Ancient games were also found, probably intended for the deceased in the afterlife. Researchers are studying the newly found Chapter 17 to see if it follows the same question-and-answer format as other copies of the Book of the Dead. Details of the construction of the Great Pyramid. In 2013, French and Egyptian archaeologists made an important find in a cave in Wadi el Jarf, an ancient Red Sea port. They found hundreds of fragments of inscribed papyri that turned out to be the oldest found in Egypt. These papyri included a record of the 27th year of Pharaoh Khufu's reign, detailing the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The record, written in hieroglyphs by Mirror, an inspector, was more than 4,500 years old. Mirror meticulously documented the construction operations and the transportation of limestones by boat across the Nile River. He also mentioned that Ankaf, Khufu's half-brother, supervised the project. Other records detail projects such as the construction of a port in the Mediterranean Sea. These papyri are solid evidence that the construction of the pyramids was the work of humans and not aliens. A historic pandemic, the plague of Cipriano. During an excavation in Luxor between 1997 and 2012, evidence of the plague of Cyprian, an ancient pandemic that affected the Roman Empire in the 3rd century AD, was found. This find, which included pottery and other artifacts, coincided with the outbreak of the plague during that period. The pandemic, named after Bishop Saint Cyprian, was documented in historical records and caused a large number of deaths in Rome between 250 and 266 AD. The discovery not only shed light on history, but also boosted research into infectious diseases such as hemorrhagic fevers such as Ebola, contributing to medical advancement. These findings, along with ancient Egyptian texts, have had a profound impact on education and science throughout history, demonstrating how the knowledge of past civilizations continues to influence our world today. Ancient portraits of mummies in a cemetery in the historic city of Philadelphia, Egypt. Archaeologists have unearthed ancient mummies. Philadelphia originated in Ptolemaic times when Egypt was under the rule of the dynasty of pharaohs descended from one of Alexander the Great's generals. Despite the changes in power, the city continued to prosper. Recent excavations at the Philadelphia Cemetery have revealed 2 completely intact mummy portraits, along with some partially complete and incomplete ones. These portraits were expensive and realistic, indicating that the people buried here probably belonged to the upper middle class or elite of the time. They were created by artists from Alexandria. This finding highlights the similarities and shared experiences over time, connecting us to our ancestors. What if I told you that the ancient Egyptians had a dark side, which they kept hidden for thousands of years? Prepare to be surprised, because scientists have made revolutionary discoveries that change everything we thought we knew about this mysterious civilization. The Rosetta Stone. In 1799, a group of scientists accompanying Napoleon on his military expedition stumbled upon a discovery that would change the world forever: the Rosetta Stone. This ancient relic dates back to 196 BC and contains a decree written by a council of priests that affirmed the right of the 13-year-old pharaoh named Ptolemy V to rule Egypt. But what makes the Rosetta Stone so remarkable is that this decree was written in not 1, not 2, but 3 languages: hieroglyphics, Demotic, and Greek. At the time of its discovery, only the Greek language was known, which made deciphering the other 2 languages an impossible task. Until scientists realized that the Greek inscription communicated the same decree as the other 2 languages, allowing them to crack the code and unlock the secrets hidden within the hieroglyphic and Demotic texts. Today, the Rosetta Stone is housed in the British Museum, but not without controversy. Egyptians have repeatedly called for the stone to be returned to its homeland, sparking debates about cultural ownership and the importance of preserving history. The Jawara Labyrinth. The Jawara Pyramid is a structure in the desert built by the 3rd pharaoh Amenemhat. It is known as the Black Pyramid due to its rough appearance and is built with bricks and stones. But most interesting is the underground complex called the Jawara Labyrinth, discovered in 2008. This labyrinth, mentioned by Herodotus in ancient times, has mysterious chambers and could change our understanding of ancient history. It is said to contain 12 courtyards covered by doors and chambers in and below the ground, but only the upper chambers have been explored. The underground chambers remain a mystery. Shaving his eyebrows when his cats died. The ancient Egyptians had a close relationship with their cats and considered them sacred animals. Cats became an important element in daily life and Egyptian religion, so much so that a feline goddess called Batet, the protector of the home and family, was created and temples were built in her honor. Additionally, cats were prized for their ability to hunt mice and other pests, helping to keep homes and fields clean. The death of a cat was a very sad and painful event for the Egyptians, and the tradition of shaving their eyebrows was a way of showing their deep pain and respect for the life of their feline friend. The practice of shaving eyebrows also spread to other pets, such as dogs, although to a lesser extent. Today, this custom may seem strange or even extreme, but it is a testament to the love and respect that ancient Egyptians had for their animals and how they considered them an important part of their lives. Golden tongues. Archaeologists in Egypt found mummies with golden tongues in an ancient cemetery near Qina. It was believed that gold would help the deceased transform into divine beings in the afterlife. These mummies were also buried with other funerary goods, such as necklaces, pottery, and gold scarabs. The golden tongues and eyes are examples of the ancient Egyptian belief that the flesh of the gods was made of gold. Although it is not a new discovery, it is still fascinating and intriguing. This discovery has reignited fascination with the beliefs and rituals of the ancient Egyptians, and it all points to a complex belief system that we are still learning. But as we continue to unearth these mysteries, it's hard not to wonder if some things are better left buried in the sands of time. They sacrificed and mummified crocodiles. While archaeologists discovered the mummified remains of humans, they also found the bodies of crocodiles that were preserved, but not always in the same way as humans. For example, in 2019, while excavating the unaltered tomb at Kubbat el Hawa, a necropolis on the western bank of the Nile River, 10 reptiles were found to be mummified without resin or evisceration of the remains, which are 2 main components of the process of mummification. However, discovering fragments of mummified crocodiles, not just 10 well-preserved specimens, is not uncommon for researchers, and it is believed that ancient humans preserved the animals as sacred offerings, as food for the afterlife or for reincarnations of specific deities. Crocodiles in particular were associated with Sobek, the creator of the Nile and a powerful fertility god. And now we are going to see the 8 most recent discoveries from Egypt. Tourism is one of the pillars of the Egyptian economy, representing $32 billion of its national income and about 12% of jobs. Until 2020, tourism and antiquities have been managed by the same institution, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. As in all tourist countries in the world, the global health crisis dealt a harsh blow to the economy. In 2019, more than 13 million foreign tourists visited the country, a figure that dropped dramatically to 3.7 million in 2020. However, recent years, especially 2021, have been among the most fruitful in terms of archaeological discoveries in the country of the pharaohs. thanks to the large number of government and private teams carrying out excavations in the Egyptian desert. In this video we are going to review the most interesting recent discoveries about ancient Egypt. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to stay up to date with our updates. Number 1. The Lost Golden City in Luxor. On April 8, 2021, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities announced the discovery in Luxor of a 3,000-year-old lost golden city. Betsy Brand, the professor of Egyptology at Johns Hopkins University, said the discovery of this lost city is the most important archaeological discovery since Tutankhamun's tomb. The ministry's announcement noted that it is the largest administrative and industrial settlement of the Egyptian Empire era on the western bank of Luxor, adding that it is the largest city ever found in Egypt. The archaeological mission discovered a buried city dating back to the reign of King Amenophis III and which continued to be used by King Tutankhamun, that is, 1,000 years ago, the official statement continues. The renowned archaeologist Seji Jagwas, leader of the mission, confirmed that it is the largest ancient city in Egypt. Streets flanked by houses, 3 royal palaces, a bakery, an administrative center, a sculpture workshop and human remains have been found, something unusual. Betsy Brand added that the discovery will offer us a global and unusual vision of the life of the ancient Egyptians during the most lavish hours of the New Kingdom. Number 2. The Unknown Queen of Sakara. In the tombs of Sakara, they are rewriting the history of ancient Egypt. In this necropolis located 31 kilometers south of Cairo, archaeologist Zahi Hawass found in January 2021 the tomb of a previously unknown sovereign named Queen Nit. The Sakara necropolis was part of the cemetery of Memphis, the ancient capital, and the funerary monuments of 17 pharaohs, including the step pyramid of Djoser, the oldest in the world, built in the 27th century BC. Following the discovery, the archaeologist, who was Egypt's Minister of Antiquities, declared, "We are now writing a new chapter in the history of the ancient kingdom by adding the name of a new queen to the list." The team found inscriptions that point to Neith as the daughter of a pharaoh. Experts wonder if her husband was also her father, which would not be surprising, since incest was not a strange practice among Egyptian royalty. If true, Sakara would be the first king to marry his daughter. Number 3. The golden-tongued mummies of Alexandria. Ancient history is being revealed in many places in Egypt these days. At the beginning of February 2021, the discovery of 16 burial chambers on the outskirts of Alexandria was announced. 2 of the mummies found had golden tongues that, according to spokespersons for the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, allowed them to speak with the afterlife. Number 4. The oldest brewery in the world. In February 2021, the ruins of the world's oldest brewery were discovered in Hierakonpolis, Egypt. The factory was about 5,000 years old and it is estimated that it may have produced more than 22,000 liters of beer. About 40 terracotta basins were found used to cook the mixture of grains and water for the preparation of the drink. Archaeologist Matt Over suggests that beer may have been used in funerary rituals of early Egyptian kings, based on beer offerings found in previous royal tombs. Beer, which has been a popular drink throughout history, has possibly been present in all the cultures that developed along the African River. Number 5. The tomb of the chief treasurer of Ramses II. In November 2021, a team of archaeologists from Cairo University announced the discovery of the tomb of Ramses II's chief treasurer, named Tab MB. Ramses II is considered the greatest and most powerful pharaoh of the New Kingdom of Egypt, reigning for approximately 66 years from 1279 to 1213 BC. Along with the treasurer's tomb, archaeologists also found the tombs of 2 other dignitaries, including that of a military leader named Karim. The head of the treasury was the 3rd highest-ranking official in ancient Egypt, after the pharaoh and the vizier, and one of his main duties was to secure resources for the construction of the king's funerary monument. Number 6. The 250 rock-cut tombs of El Hamamillah. In May 2021, an accidental discovery of 250 rock-cut tombs was made in the El Hamamilla necropolis, near the city of Sohag. These tombs span more than 2 millennia, from 2200 BC to 30 BC, during the Ptolemaic era. The tombs are small in size and the objects found suggest that the deceased were not of high rank. Vases, ceramic fragments, human and animal bones, funerary plates and small alabaster vessels were found. The most recent burials are believed to have occurred around 30 BC, coinciding with the end of the Ptolemaic period and the beginning of Roman control in Egypt. It is possible that those buried were officials and leaders of the city administration, which had an important administrative role. Number 7. The Tomb of Ka. In April 2019, Ka's tomb was discovered in the ancient Sakara cemetery. He was a high official who served as supervisor of the royal palace at the end of the 5th dynasty. It was one of the 10 most important discoveries of the year, according to the American Journal of Archaeology. The tomb was discovered by an Egyptian mission led by Dr. Mohammed Moyahit while excavating the funerary complex of Pharaoh Unas, who reigned from approximately 2381 to 2342 BC and was the penultimate ruler of the 5th dynasty. The supervisor of the royal palace, also known as the chief butler or high steward, was the 4th highest official in ancient Egypt, after the pharaoh, the vizier and the treasurer. His main responsibility was to manage the treasury of the royal palace and the residences of the pharaoh. Some of these mayordomos, like Arbiyuti, are known for their monumental tombs that have been found in their entirety. Number 8. The Sakara Funeral Zoo. In November 2019, a collection of 75 cat statues and 25 cat mummies were discovered in the Sakara Animal Cemetery, Egypt. Other sculptures and animal figures were also found, including 2 small limestone sarcophagi with the image of the Egyptian goddess Batet, represented as a cat. The cat was revered in ancient Egypt, associated with the protection of the home and the deity Ra in his confrontations with the serpent Apep to allow the sun to rise. Which one did you find most interesting? Thank you for staying until the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time.